Hello students, today we are going to start very interesting chapter sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So let us start. Dear students, you know what is the meaning of sexual reproduction? If two parents are involved in the production of new individuals, then it is called as sexual reproduction, and it is a basic feature of higher plants and animals. And in this chapter we will discuss about pre-fertilization events, fertilization events and post-fertilization events related to sexual reproduction in angiosperms or in flowering plants. Angiosperms have flowers, and these are also known as flowering plants, and they show sexual reproduction because they have sexual reproducing structures which are called as flower. Flower is a modified shoot and it is developed for sexual reproduction after vegetative growth. So this is the product of reproductive growth, in which flowers are developed during reproductive growth of plant. And a typical flower have different structures, like as 4 holes are present in each flower. Outermost hole is known as calyx. Outermost hole is known as calyx, and the unit of calyx is known as sepal. Clear? It is known as sepal, and you can see that it is green in color. You know, sepals are normally green in color, and it is outermost hole, and it don't take part in reproduction process or sexual reproduction. Clear? And this second hole is known as corolla, and it is made up of petals, colorful petals or white petals, pink petals, and in this flower red petals are present. These are insect pollinated flowers, so petals attract insects by its colors or their colors. So we can say that in insect pollinated flowers or in bird pollinated flowers or in other animal pollinated flowers, flowers are big in size, beautiful inside, we can say that they have special colors, and they produce nectar for attraction animals. And this is the third hole, androsium. Androsium. And androsium unit is known as stamen, and stamen have 3 parts: anther, filament, and in center of anther and filament, connective. So basically there are two parts, anther and filament. Connective connects both the parts anther and filament. Clear? And this is the gynosium part, and in gynosium single member is known as pistil. Androsium is a male reproductive structure or male reproductive part of a flower, and then stamen is a unit of androsium, and gynosium is a female reproductive part of a flower, and carpel and pistil is unit of gynosium. So pistil have 3 parts: stigma, style, and ovary. In internal structure, you can see, look at both. This is ovary, the lower swollen part of each carpel or pistil, and in ovary ovule is present, which converts into seed after fertilization, and in ovule embryo sac is present. Embryo sac takes part in fertilization process. So embryo sac is also known as female gametophyte of angiosperms. Remember this. And germinating pollen grain is known as male gametophyte of angiosperms. Both are involved in this process and they form gametes. So embryo sac form egg cell. This is egg cell, and egg cell fertilized by male gametes of pollen grains. And these are, after pollination, these are, you know, pollen grains. Pollen grains pollinate stigma, and then pollen tube is formed, and this pollen tube enters into ovule and embryo sac and fertilize egg cell. So pollen grains are formed in the anther part of stamen, and egg cell is present in embryo sac of carpel. So next we are discussing about some characters of flower. You know, flowering plants are the dominant plant or main plant or well developed plants of earth, and they reproduce by sexual reproduction or sexual process. And the main feature of plants, commonly we can say that they have flowers, and they are known as flowering plants because flower is a sexual reproducing structure of these plants. And in a flower, male and female reproductive structures, male and female reproductive organs are present, in which male gametes and female gametes are produced. Clear, students? And next we can say that both male and female gametes are present in a flower, so it take part in the process of sexual reproduction. If sexual reproducing structures are not present, then flower is called as sterile flower. Some plants are bisexual because they have bisexual flowers in which male and female both reproductive organs are present. And some plants are also unisexual, or they have unisexual flowers in which only male reproductive organ or female reproductive organ, only one type of reproductive organ present. Like as some plants have only stamen and some plants have only carpel. Clear? Like as in papaya, पपीते में क्या होता है, एक प्लांट पे फीमेल फ्लावर होता है, एक पे मेल फ्लावर होता है. बट मेज प्लांट, मेज एंड कुकुम्बर जो आपने सुना होगा, कुकुम्बर कुकुरबिटा में मेल फ्लावर एंड फीमेल फ्लावर बोथ आर प्रेजेंट ऑन सेम प्लांट. And in most of plants, bisexual flowers are present, like in China rose, in mustard, in salvia, bisexual flower are present. Clear, students? So different types of flowers we can see, like in this flower it is simple internal structure, different types of conditions internally. We can say that ovary is present on inside, and in this part the thalamus covered all part of ovary, and this is the apocarpus condition, or different types of structures of anther, internal structure in which anther is bilobed and 4 microsporangium are present. Each microsporangium is attached on the corner, and then they produce pollen grain, multiple pollen grain. We will discuss this point in next lecture. And this is the internal structure of a carpel, and if many carpels are present, then they are attached with each other, that means syncarpus condition, and maybe they are free from each other, it is called as apocarpus condition. So many types of flowers are present in our surrounding areas and in flowering plants. Next, internal structure of a flower. I was explained that internal structure of a flower in which 4 holes are present. Outermost hole is known as calyx. Outermost hole is known as calyx, and in calyx you can see it is calyx part. In calyx, sepals are present which are known as unit of calyx, and they develop from bud, and these are normally leaf like or green in color. They don't take part in the production of sexual reproduction. These are accessory hole. Calyx and corolla are accessory hole of a flower, and androecium and gynoecium are necessary or important part related to sexual reproduction because they produce gametes, and calyx and corolla help in this process. Clear, students? Second hole is known as corolla, in which bright colorful petals or colorless petals are present. These attract insects and birds who agents of pollination. They help in pollination. Clear? Different other structure like androecium. Third hole is androecium. It is a male reproductive flower part of a flower because it has stamens. The unit of androecium is stamen, and stamen consists of 2 parts, anther and filament. And anther is a sac-like structure. Anther is a sac-like structure in which different types of different pollen grains are developed, and anther forms pollen grains, and pollen grains have male gametes. So anther is very important part in which male reproductive structure or male reproductive gametes are developed. Clear, students? Next, related to gynoecium. Gynoecium is fourth hole of a plant. Gynoecium is a fourth hole of plant, and the unit of gynoecium is known as carpel or pistil. Clear? And it has three parts: ovary, stigma and style. Ovary, stigma and style. First swollen lowermost part is known as ovary, and ovary produces ovule, or we can say that one or more ovule are present in ovary. Ovary converts into fruit after fertilization. Clear? And it for fertilization, it helps in fertilization because it have egg cell or egg in embryo sac. Clear? Next, stigma. You know, stigma is the upper part of carpel. It provides platform to pollen grains for pollination. Clear? And it helps in pollination. We can say that it is attached to the top of carpel where pollen grains are attached, and they help in process of pollination. Last one is style. Style is tubular part, middle part of carpel. That means it is stigma, it is style, and the lowermost swollen part is ovary, in which ovule is present and it takes part in the process of fertilization. Another diagram related to stamen, it's next topic related to your syllabus, that is stamen. Stamen, microsporangium and anther. You can say that stamen, a typical stamen have two structures: long filament, it is long filament, and upper anther. And anther and filament are connected with each other by connective. Clear? So it is stamen. It is long cylindrical filamentous structure. It is filament. Filament. And this is a stalk-like structure. And the upper swollen part of stamen is called as anther. Dear student, normally anther is bilobed, in which 4 microsporangium are present, like in China rose, in mustard. Most of plants, flower stamen have bilobed or 2 lobes. But in some plants, like in Solanaceae family or members of Solanaceae family, for example brinjal, potato, ladyfinger, in which only single lobed anther is present, and it is called as monothecous and dithecous condition. Clear? And anther, in some, the stamen proximal end of the filament is attached to the thalamus or petal of the flower. So this is the another feature. In angiospermic anther, you can see dithecous condition. It is dithecous condition. Anther is bilobed, with each lobe having 2 theca. Anther is bilobed, which to theca. A longitudinal groove run lengthwise separating the theca. That means if we divides or we cut the anther from the axis of transverse axis, we can say that. So this is the diagram related to. So this is the internal structure of a pollen grain in which dithecous condition is present, and anther is bilobed with each lobe have theca or some microsporangium. Like at the corner, one microsporangium is present. 4 microsporangium are present in each lobe. Clear? This is anther and these are pollen grains. Pollen grains are formed in pollen sac, and this is the long filamentous structure, and it is microsporangium. Microsporangium, that means the structure in which microspores are formed. It is known as microsporangium. It is main structure related to microsporangium, in which a filament connective is present in this part, and these are 4 microsporangium present on each corner. The main point related to this diagram is the structure of microsporangium or anther structure, because in anther 4 layers are present which are very important. Outermost layer is known as epidermis, then endothecium, then third middle layers, and innermost layer is known as tapetum. These are 4 protective layers related to anther wall. Clear? And it is the filamentous structure. Again, it is 4 pollen chambers or pollen sac or microsporangium, and these are microsporangium, and this is the main diagram. Related to this chapter, structure of an anther. This is microsporangium in which pollen mother cell is present, and polar mother cell is a diploid structure, 2-end structure, and this diploid structure show meiosis cell division. Which division? Meiosis. Because meiosis occurs during formation of gametes in each and every organism, except some haploid plants, like is in algae. Main plant body is haploid, so mitotic cell division occurs during gamete formation in algae and in lower plants, but in higher plants meiotic cell division occurs during gamete formation, and in animals also meiosis occurs during sexual reproduction. And this is the microspore tetrad, because tetrad means 4 microspores are formed by the process of microsporogenesis. 4 microspores are formed, and these microspores are attached with each other by a structure callose. A callose wall is present between 4 microspores initially, and after maturation this callose wall is dissolved by Callase enzyme and they get separated from each other. Each and every microspore get separate from each other, and then finally it converts into pollen grain. So microspore formed in microsporangium, and microsporangium is present in anther, and anther is normally bilobed, and 4 microsporangium are present. But in some plant families like Solanaceae, only one lobe, monothecous condition is present, in which only 2 microsporangium are present, and microsporangium are normally produces different microspores, or microspores convert into pollen grain. So main structure of stamen related to formation of pollen grain is anther, and in anther microsporangium is one structure, main structure related to formation of pollen grains. Dear students, pollen grains are important because they are male gametophyte of angiosperms, and germinating pollen grain especially is male gametophyte on the surface of a stigma. Clear? So this is the best example, because pollen grains, these are separated pollen grains, separated microspores, and they convert into pollen grain. Clear? And pollen grain structure, we can say that pollen grain germinating कहाँ होते हैं? स्टिग्मा पे. यहाँ पे जब पोलन ग्रेन पहुंचते हैं तो इनसे क्या निकलती है? अभी मैंने बताया था पोलन ट्यूब, वन और मोर, बट वन पोलन ट्यूब रीचेज एट ए ओव्यूल. And this pollen tube fertilize this ovule. Clear, students? Next diagram is related to structure of atypical anther or internal structure of anther wall. Clear? It is bilobed anther, in which in the center connective is present. It is connective, and connective is not very important in this diagram. Another structure related to diagram are epidermis, outermost layer of anther. It is epidermis. What is epidermis? It is outermost single layered structure, single cellular layered structure, in which main function of epidermis is only protection. It provides protection to anther. Clear? And second one layer is endothecium. Endothecium is second layer. It is it have large cells, or it have alpha cellulose bands or strips on the inner wall, because it help in dehiscence of anther after maturation, or breakdown of anther after maturation. एंथर वॉल जब मैच्योर होती है तो उसके अंदर जो ब्रेकडाउन होता है अल्फा सेलुलोज के कारण ही ऐसा होता है. अगर यहाँ पे पोलन ग्रेन बन गए, और पोलन ग्रेन बनने के बाद में ये वॉल अगर ब्रेक ही नहीं होती है तो पोलन ग्रेन रिलीज ही नहीं होंगे. तो पोलन ग्रेन को रिलीज करने के लिए अगर हम कहें, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट फंक्शन किसका होता है? एंडोथीसियम का. क्लियर? सो आफ्टर मैच्योरेशन ऑफ एंथर, after formation of complete pollen grains, the breakdown of anther, dehiscence of anther occurs due to endothecium, because alpha cellulose strips are present in the inner wall of the endothecium cell, and this alpha cellulose have hygroscopic nature. That means it absorbs moisture, and during maturation it becomes dry, and then the pressure is created, as stretching is created in this part, in this middle part of anther, and it breaks down, and then pollen grains are easily released. Clear? So endothecium is second layer, and third layer is middle layers. These are layers because it have 2 to 3 cellular layers, and they also provide help in the process of dehiscence. But in some book their function is not mentioned, and unknown function, and the microspore mother cell is present in sporogenous tissue. But innermost and most important layer is tapetum. Tapetum is very important layer. It is innermost layer of each microsporangium. It is tapetum, innermost layer of each microsporangium, this one, which surround the sporogenous tissue. जो sporogenous tissue को cover करती है उसको बोलते हैं tapetum layer. It provides nutrition to developing pollen grain or germ cell inside the sporogenous cell tissues, because these sporogenous tissues have spore mother cell, microspore mother cell diploid. These microspore mother cells produces microspores, and microspores have we can say that microspores require nutrition for development, and this nutrition is provided by cell of tapetum. So tapetum cell have nutrients, and these cells provide continuously nutrients to germ cells and 2 pollen mother cells, we can say that. Next, it is sporogenous tissue, and this sporogenous tissue have microspore mother cell. This is microspore mother cell. Suppose that this is microspore mother cell and it has diploid nucleus. It has diploid nucleus and it is divided into 2 cells after meiosis first, and then it is divided into 4 cells after meiosis second, and these are 4 microspores, and these microspores becomes large in size and changes into separate microspores, and these are called as pollen grain. So the process of formation of microspore tetrad or microspore, 4 microspore from one microspore mother cell through meiosis cell division is known as microsporogenesis. It is meiosis first and it is meiosis second. Clear, student? And these 4 pollen grain have only haploid or N chromosome. So this is diploid microspore mother cell and it form haploid microspores or haploid pollen grains. Clear? Next, related to the structure, this is normally normal life cycle of a flower in which sexual reproduction takes place. So flower, it is a mature flower of sporophyte plant. What is the meaning of sporophyte generation and gametophyte generation? Plants have main plant body in which diploid structure of cell is present, and the main plant body of plant is known as sporophyte generation, in which root, stem, leaves are present, and flowers are developed in main plant body after vegetative growth. After development of root, stem, leaves, flowers are developed, and in this phase it is known as reproductive phase, in which flowers are developed in a main plant body, and this main plant body is known as sporophyte stage. Clear? It is independent and it produces food from the by the use of sunlight, by the process of photosynthesis. Clear? So photosynthesis से जो independently अपना food produce कर रही है, it is sporophyte generation, but gametophyte generation is developed in a flower. Male gametophyte, pollen grain, germinating pollen grain, and female gametophyte is embryo sac. Both are developed in a flower and flower is present on sporophyte. So gametophyte generation is dependent on sporophyte generation because it is not independent. It is developed in a flower and flower is present on sporophyte generation. Clear, students? So this is life cycle of a flower, of a flowering plant, in which it is ovary. It is ovary part in which ovule are developed, and ovule show meiosis cell division and megaspore is formed. Like as microspore are developed in microsporangium, megaspores are formed in a megasporangium or in ovary part. And in egg cell, fertilization takes place by the pollen tube. There it is anther, and in anther after meiosis microspores are developed. Microspores are converted into pollen grain. Pollen grains are large rounded structure in which two male gametes are present. So they show double fertilization. They have not single male gamete, they have 2 male gametes. So they show double fertilization, students. Double fertilization, triple fusion is a main feature of angiospermic plants or main character of flowering plants, in which 2 male gametes are present and they involve in double fertilization. Clear? So this is the ovary part in which ovule is present, and in ovule egg cell is present, and egg cell is fertilized by pollen grain. And after fertilization, egg cell or zygote, egg cell changes into zygote. I will explain in next lecture. Egg cell converts into zygote after fertilization and zygote forms embryo. zygote से embryo बनता है, ओव्यूल से सीड बनता है और ओवेरी से फ्रूट बनता है फर्टिलाइजेशन के बाद में. तो फर्टिलाइजेशन हुआ यहाँ पे, दैट मीन्स आफ्टर फर्टिलाइजेशन क्या क्या इवेंट्स पढ़ेंगे हम इस चैप्टर में? फॉर्मेशन ऑफ सीड, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ एम्ब्रियो, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ फ्रूट. बट वन मोर important point related to this reproduction is formation of endosperm. What is endosperm? Which provides nutrition to developing embryo. Because double fertilization occurs in angiosperms, after first fertilization embryo is developed, and after another fertilization or triple fusion, after another process, endosperm is developed. Endosperm surround embryo and embryo get nutrition from endosperm. So this is the main feature related to angiosperm which is included in this chapter. I will explain in next lecture, and in this topic we will discuss about different topics related to flower structure, like is flower is a sexual reproducing structure of all sexual reproducing flowering plants, and in flower male and female gametes are developed. Male gametes are developed in anther, which is a part of stamen. Stamen is present in flower, and stamen is a male reproductive structure. Okay, and female gametes are developed in a carpel. So 4 holes are present in a flower: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynecium. Calyx is outermost hole. Calyx is outermost structure, and the corolla is second hole. So calyx, it is calyx. The calyx part or units are known as sepals, and then corolla is second hole in which different petals are present. They may be colorful or colorless. Clear? And petals and sepals, they are not helpful in fertilization. You can see only androecium and gynecium take part in the process of fertilization. In androecium, stamen is a unit of androecium, and stamen have 2 main parts, anther and filament, which are connected with each other. Anther is a swollen upper part, fertile part of a pollen stamen. stamen के anther जो upper part होता है वो क्या है? Fertile part है, and the fertile anther produces multiple pollen grains in which 2 male gametes are present, and these male gametes take part in the process of fertilization. Then gynecium. Gynecium is a female reproductive part of a flower, and female reproductive part, that means gynecium, have some units like as carpels. Carpels and pistils are units of a gynecium. Clear? And the carpel is divided into 3 parts. Which parts? Stigma, style and ovary. Ovary is a swollen part of carpel, and this is, we can say that ovary, swollen part in which ovule is present, and after fertilization this ovary is converted into fruit, and the ovule, one or multiple ovule are present inside the ovary. If one ovule is present, then one single seeded, we can say that single seeded fruit is developed after fertilization. For example, mango. If many ovules are present in a ovary, like in this example, then multiple seeds are developed in a fruit. For example, papaya, for example, banana, for example, orange. So multiple ovules, then multiple seeds are developed, and single ovule, then single seed is developed. Clear? So this is the life cycle of an angiospermic plant. Like in China rose, this is the flower and this is the anther in which many pollen grains are developed, and pollen grain after pollination, pollen tube is formed, and pollen tube reaches inside the ovule in the embryo sac, and embryo sac have egg cell. and egg cell was fertilized. Egg cell is fertilized with the fusion of two male gametes. One male gamete fuses with egg cell after formation of embryo. We can say that after formation of embryo, seed is also developed, and seed formation and fruit formation take place with each other. So this is the whole life cycle. If embryo is developed, dicote or monocote embryo, outside the seed is developed and seed is germinating, and this seed germinating process occurs in soil, mostly soil, and then soil have nutritions, so plumule and radicle, all minerals, nutrients, or all we can say that required material like as water is present in soil. So after absorption of water and nutrients and minerals, the seed is germinated in which embryo is present and plumule and radicles are developed, and the whole plant is produced. So it is sporophyte generation. Sporophyte generation, that means the main plant body in which root, stem, leaves are present, it is sporophyte generation. And on sporophyte generation, gametophyte generations are developed like as female gametophyte embryo sac inside the ovary, clear, and male gametophyte pollen grains which are developed into anther, clear students. So this is the life cycle of an angiosperm. Next, related to this chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants involve the production of male and female gametes, and these male and female gametes, we can say that after production male gametes are transferred on the gynoecium or pistil. It is called as pollination. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is known as pollination, and after pollination fertilization happens. Pollination के बाद में ही क्या होगा, fertilization होगा, and after fertilization we can say that ovule convert into seed within the fruit, and after seeds are dispersion, we can say that dispersed seed dispersion, and then fruit ripening, seed is germinating in the soil. So this is the main structure related to next generation formation, and it is very important for maintaining generation, from maintaining the continuity of generation. So this is the main characters, clear. And bilobed anther have ability to production of microsporangium, because 4 microsporangium are present on the each corner, and pollen sac, these are also developed pollen sac, and these pollen grains are formed in microsporangium. So in next lecture we'll discuss about structure of a microsporangium. Thank you, have a nice day.